set this boom off here to see if we can fix this slop. I'll show you here what I'm talking about. Watch that nozzle. So I'm just kind of figuring out how I want to crib this up so when I take this off it doesn't fall on top of me. So yeah, I may not even need these. Thought maybe it'd be good to crib it up somehow, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So in order to get this whole boom off, basically it's got one big pin going down it, and unhook these hydraulic lines and just set it off. So it's a very straightforward job, and the pin for that cylinder. As far as that goes, it's just the fact that that weighs so much. A crane would be ideal. I can probably use the backhoe. That's probably what we'll do. And we'll just run a chain around that, pick up on it, get this out. So let's get all these hydraulic lines unhooked, go from there. Okay, before we just start going crazy disconnecting lines, take a little bit of time and mark them so you know where they go. What you mark them with, you can use different colored tape, different colored zip ties, whatever floats your boat. I just use some painter's tape. I'll wrap it around, stick it to itself, and then take a Sharpie and I'll write like 1, 1, 2, 2. Yeah. Just so you know where it goes, because if you don't mark these, get them mixed up, you'll have a headache getting them back. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's a pain. I went through that with the backhoe. I didn't mark any of them on that spool valve. It took me forever to get all the functions working properly. Okay. 1, 2, 2. Right, so now when we take these loose and we go to put it back together, we can just hook everything up right. Get started. Start with this one here. I did go to the hydraulic store and I bought caps and plugs for all these. These are really cheap. I mean, you could just put something in there to cover it up, but these are nice. Your oil won't leak out, and if you need to start up the machine, oil won't blow everywhere, and nothing will get in it. So they're like 80 cents a piece. In my opinion, worth it to go make the trip to get them. All right, let's get these ready. And of course I dropped one. there's one done. Take this panel off to get to them auxiliary lines. We're after this line right here. You're right, I could go get a wrench and do that, get the right size. You know, they make these adjustable wrenches for a reason. Look at how convenient that was. You screw the cap on. Oh, the cap's a different size wrench. Oh, that's no problem. Look, tighten right up. Now, the one under here might be a little more interesting to get to. I'm just taking these off for now. They might go back on, or they might never go back on. These should come right out. I'll put these up. Maybe one day we'll use them. Okay, I'm gonna see if we can get this tilt cylinder pin out. But I noticed this main pin down here, somebody welded this little bar on here just to keep it from falling out. So this might be a bigger project than I thought. But anyways, let's see if we can get this out and we'll deal with that. Well, that was easy. Is this just going to come out? Spacers. Okay, there's that pin. Cylinder. It's on video, it's got one spacer on top. That way I know. Somebody welded that there, but that should be those two bolts. Okay, that's out. I'll have to lift up that and get it where it don't have pressure on it. come out though. Somebody welded the pin in there. Oh, it didn't come out now. That's out. I don't think I can pick up that piece of cast. Your normal broadcast. Just got another one of these plates. Thank all y'all that's sending me these plates. This one's from David Johnston, so thank you. I've had a bunch of other people send me plates. I really appreciate it. And if you have an old license plate and want to send it to me, I'm wanting to cover the whole ceiling in here in license plates. So I'm going to need a lot of them. And as a reward for every license plate you send me, I will mail you one of these stickers right here. And just make sure your return address is right on the package you send me. And, you know, any state, country, it don't matter. Just license plates. That's what I really want. So, P.O. Box is in the description. Thank y'all, and get back to the show. Okay, so I didn't really explain what was going on here. But this actual steel part of this machine is kind of egg-shaped. So to do this right, it's got to be line board and a sleeve and a new pin and all that stuff. So I don't have anything to do that with. So the reason it's on the trailer, it's going to local machine shop. They have a mobile service. I was just going to have them come out here and do it, but he said the rate would be a lot better if you bring it to us. So I said, that's no problem. Just a couple miles down the road. So I'm going to go drop this off and have them bore this, work their magic, make a new pin for this and bushings for this knuckle, along with this swing cylinder. It had quite a bit of slop in it too. So that's the two I'm concerned with. Everything else is pretty tight on the machine. So I'm going to drop this off and we'll pick back up whenever I get it back. Right, so finally got the machine back from the machine shop. It took longer than it was supposed to, which the guy had a bunch of stuff come up, so it got kind of put on the back burner. But anyways, he got me fixed up. So we got a new pin, and I want to say new bushings, and they line bored this center shaft that was out around. I think, if I understood it right, they line bored it and then made a bigger pin to fit. So that looks good, that's nice. So that'll probably outlast the machine. So that's awesome. That was $1,600 is what I was charged for that. Is that a reasonable price? You guys that do machinist work, is like for line boring, and that they might have put new bushings in. I'm not sure exactly, but anyways, they made it tight. Fixed it, definitely new pin. So I don't know, is that a reasonable cost for that? $1,600 or I don't know. Y'all tell me. But we got the machine back. That was really the only major issue with this machine. They checked everything else. None of these pins had enough wear to justify the cost of fixing them. Like this thing, I think it has just a tiny bit of movement, but you can't justify the cost for that minor amount. So let's get this thing unloaded, get the boom back on it, and actually put this thing to work. Okay, I'm having a little bit of trouble getting this pin to line up. So what we're going to do is hook all the hydraulic lines back up and see if we can just use the boom itself to line itself back up. That's the plan. So let's get to doing that. Okay, finally got this thing back together, got all the shims in. So, ended up being a chore. Zip tied these lines up. So, got it back in. I noticed there's a tiny bit of wiggle in this. Maybe that's normal. When I say tiny, I mean it just moves just a little bit. It's nowhere near like what it was. But I feel like that just being done, that shouldn't move at all. But anyways, I'm going to use it. It should be fine. I'm like, maybe you guys will tell me. I mean, when I say tiny, I mean it's just a little bit. But alright, so before we use this thing, I need to grease it. I want to go ahead and change oil in the fuel filter. And we're ready to go try it out. Alright, let's get this oil draining out of here. It's probably going to splatter on me. Okay, we'll let that drain, change the fuel filter, and then we'll come back and put that back on. Okay, hopefully this filter is the same size. No, I don't think that's the right filter. Because look, well, it might sit up in there though. We'll take it out, see what it looks like. Okay. There's that piece. Actually, yeah, that is pretty nasty. Oh yeah. It didn't look that bad through the screen, but yeah, it's full of rust and junk. Oh crap, I just dumped all that on the ground. Full of rust and junk. Probably just from sitting. If y'all can see, yeah, it's just got a bunch of rust in it. Yep, oh, that is this same filter. Sweet. I'm gonna go clean this out and see a bunch of sediments in it. I'm gonna put this in. Stick this up in there. Is there nothing that holds that? Obviously mine don't stay up in there. See, that one stays. That's what it's supposed to do. Well, I guess we'll just have to use this one. Because there's an O-ring up in there. But you can see that one sits up in there like it's supposed to. So I will Google that part number and see if I can order the right one. I thought this was the right one, but apparently not. Fuel bowl, so I guess we've done something, but not exactly what I wanted to do. Okay, well, done that. Now get the oil filter off. It should be right. I got the same number that was on it. Oh yeah, whoever put that on there knew what they was doing. They didn't tighten it 1,000,000 pounds. Wipe all the way around that. If it didn't have oil on this, it wasn't so slippery. This thing has 3,953 hours. Oh yeah, it's right on the money. So I guess if you don't pre-fill that filter, well, still holds just about half a quart, less than 2 gallon. Okay, everything is greased back together. I tidied up these hydraulic lines with some zip ties, and that's why you definitely want to label them, because if those weren't labeled, we would have been here for 3 days trying to figure out, get them all right. So now that all that's good, oil's changed, I got the right fuel filter ordered, so let's go put some hours on this thing, see how it does. Right, so the power company decided they was going to cut trees out through here, and they just left it all laying in here, which it was all brush, but still, they should have chipped that up instead of just leaving it. But water likes to congregate right here as it runs down the road, and I put in this little ditch with the backhoe just to get over there. But I kind of want to smooth this out so I can run a lawnmower through here if you drive through here and nobody trips and falls in that. So I figure it'd be a good test for this machine, so let's get to messing around with it. Alright, that made quick work of that. This is a nice, easy, you can see the road here now that I got dirt everywhere. But the water likes to drain down through here, so now this is a nice even slope. Don't mind the pile. I separated the dirt. We got dirt back there. This is all brush and stumps. Same with over there, 2 piles. I'll get the backhoe with the grapple and grab all this and take it away. But yeah, I'm happy with that. That's nice. And there's some more piles. I mean, you can kind of see the weed line to the trees. That was all just grown up with brush. I might clean that out and just like plant some pine trees down through here. I like pine trees. And this just drains over to here. There's actually a ditch somewhere right in here. I might have kind of filled in all. But anyways, once the water comes down here, I don't really care what happens. It's just a gas well. They can deal with that. Now remember this spot over here? Here's what it looks like a little over a year later. There's a bunch of shale, so the grass didn't grow. I mean, I never planted any, but you can see all that up through there is green. Green as could be. But what's happened in the course of the year is all the fines off of this hill has washed down and filled in this ditch. So now during a big rain, we're getting, well, you can see where the mud is, water washing down on the roadway, which then creates a pothole, which erodes the road. So this machine should make quick work of this. I'm just going to clean out this ditch all the way down to that culvert. Let's get to it. Right, so I dug this a little aggressively deep with the hopes of that and some pieces fell in there as I was getting it out, but as the stuff washes down in here, it'll fill in, and yeah, hopefully that'll keep me from having to do that for a long time. I think it does a good job. Get this stuff out of the way. Alright, there's the culvert. That's actually a little bit lower than the culvert, so there'll be a little standing water here till it gets up, but it'll all wash its way back in. Sweet. Let's go finish cleaning up them trees now. I just want to get this done because I didn't like that water washing out in the road. Yeah, down here in this field I've been working on for a few years. The other day I dug out a bunch of stumps with the backhoe. I got them all piled up there, and I just kind of filled in the holes and just left this really rough. So we're going to try out the backfill blade, try and get this smooth. So I kind of deliberately left it like this just to try it out. So let's get to doing that. Well, it's that time of year again where it's getting dark early. You can kind of barely see some stuff there. I would keep on going, but these lights on this thing are not much. I mean, they give you a little bit of light. At least enough to see, get out of where you are, but anyways, so we'll have to put some new lights on this thing. But now I'm gonna wrap it up for the night and do some more tomorrow. Alright, this area looks a lot nicer now. So as you can see right here, there's a nice swell in this so the water can go down that way. Planted a couple pine trees. I just went and scooped them up out of the woods. And then there's another one and another one there. So if they grow, cool. If not, that's fine too. I figure it'll look better than all this little underbrush stuff. Yeah, I guess let's go do something else. Here's a spot we just got done working on, so you can see all the water is flowing right down through there like it's supposed to. That's pretty awesome. Actually, I'm gonna drive down there and see what it's doing. I didn't see if I filled that ditch in good or not. Here it is from this side. You can see, oh yeah, that'll figure itself out. Coming down here, there's a ditch right in here. I might have to come move a little bit of this to get it into the ditch. But then again, I don't care. It's just a gas well down here. So as long as it's going away from the road, we're good. Well guys, it's that time of year where it's starting to get dark real early. So, some lights on this thing, and our friends over at Auxbeam just hooked us up with some. They sent me 2 of these light bars here, which I was going to put one of these facing forward and one facing back. But they also sent me 2 of these little square lights here. And I just needed one of them to go right here, so I might put one of these facing back, and then one of them right there, and then put the light bar up here, and put the other one on like one of my tractors or something. But anyways, these are really nice lights, and each of their lights come with a harness, switch. Basically everything here is plug and play. You literally set up the way they want it. You literally hook these 2 power and ground, plug it in, click the switch on. So let's get these things mounted up. All right, up here in space, we got these lights up here that I need to take off. The one cool thing I really like about their lights is they have like a dual mount setup, where a lot of the cheap ones you can only mount, like they either come, you can mount them at the bottom or on the sides. These have these little pieces here that slide in. Slide in like that. Then you got these things that can bolt to it, and then you bolt down through here, and then you can adjust the light per se like that. So if you're mounting it on something flat, you would want that. But the way I'm mounting it, we're going to use the side mounts because you can have a lot more adjustability there. It is nice they send you both options. You don't have to ask for it. So depending on your situation, you can figure out which best suits you. So the side mounts are pretty simple. They just screw in here and then put some little set screws in to set it where you want it. So I'm just going to loosely bolt these together and get it. And then I guess you can set these like this way or this way. I'll do this way. It's easier to get the bolt in. Now we're back up in space. We're going to want this thing right about there. Actually, I'm going to want it kind of more towards this side. You want it as straight as you can get it. I'm using the top edge to line mine up. And then you just put your mark. And these slots here, they are adjustable, so I just put a mark at the top and figure it out from there. Drill your hole. See how this thing fits up here. I got my bolt sticking out this way. Oh, like a glove. which this is the first time I've seen that on one of these, but in here it's got 2 set screws. So once you get this thing adjusted where you want it, you tighten this one down and tighten 2 set screws. So we'll have to wait for it to get dark to adjust it. Then for wiring, we'll actually not be using their harness where this is pre-run for lights. But we can kind of show you how it would work. Let's see if we can get this little light here installed now. Got some crap in there. Alright, it's safe to say that bolt's not coming out. That light just fell apart. Oh, you know what would be cool is if we can actually probably make that work. We will have to get this bolt out. This is set up so you can mount it stationary. Keep this off so you can see. Or you can mount it to the side. Guess not really. They don't sell it for that, but what's that look like in there? But since it's got these mounts here, we'll use these side pieces. Get this mounted up. Okay, I just welded the bolt on here because this is a rather unique mounting system. Now the next dilemma is going to be, we got to get this hole bigger so this light will fit in there. Alright, let's just cut holes in the new excavator. How's that? Alright, finally got this thing situated where it'll fit. I went ahead and hooked up the wires. Like I said, they do give you really nice waterproof connectors. So I use their connectors from their harness, but cut it back here because I already have pre-wires for these lights. But if you don't and you need the connection, then their harnesses are probably the best aftermarket ones I've seen. Where's all these bolts from? Okay, got my wires hooked up. So you can see what that looks like. I think that looks pretty good in there. And then that one up there, it looks pretty good. So now it's dark. Let's go see how bright these things are. Okay, are y'all ready? Let's see how bright these things are. Oh wow. You can see pretty good. Yeah, you could definitely work at night with this. Now the camera don't do it justice. It kind of stops right in here, but that light in person, I can see all the way over into here. Oh yeah, those are really bright. Let's try to do this with one hand. Okay, so that's a boom all the way extended. I need to tilt this down a little bit. Yeah, you want that kind of focused at full extend. That way everything I'd be working with here is all nice and bright. And I'm gonna put another one on the back just so you can see behind you, so you don't hit your tail swinging. We'll put that one on tomorrow, but I mean, hey. Now this little one down here, I see it shining up in the trees. I'm not sure it's doing a whole lot. What's it look like if we cover it up? Oh, it definitely helping though. Oh yeah, compared to lights that were on it, those are crazy bright. You could easily work all night like that. Sweet. Well, I'm gonna kind of just end this video here. There was one more thing I wanted to do in this video, and that was put a thumb on. I ordered one over a month ago, and it's still not here. I guess they had to go mine the iron for it or something. I don't know. But yeah, these lights, they look good on here. I went ahead and threw the one up on the back. It's the same process. So it's back there. So that's nice. There'll be a link to them down in the description for anybody interested. And yeah, I think we ended up with a pretty sweet little machine. So I'm kind of interested to put some hours on it and see really how good of a machine it is. So time will tell on that. This machine is actually a Yanmar machine with John Deere's name on the side. In the same model, Yanmar is a YB451. Is the exact same identical machine. That's pretty much all for this one, so you guys have a good day, and we'll see you in the next one.